Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Virginia, and today I have 20 Christmas gift ideas to share with you. This will be great to share with friends, family, or anyone you want to bring a little bit of holiday cheer to. They're all pretty quick and easy too, so let's get started. This first one is going to be a hot cocoa DIY. This is one of the candy trays from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just filling it up with some Starbucks hot cocoa packets and embellishing it with a candy cane. I also picked up, I thought these were so cool. They are white chocolate wands dipped in some marshmallows, and they're already individually wrapped, which is great, so you don't have to worry about having to put on gloves when handling food or anything. And then I just added a couple of little mints, some peppermints in there to add some fun color. I actually saw this idea on Instagram. I saw Lemon Avenue do a version of this, and I thought it was so much fun. I also embellished with some mini marshmallows. These are just for decor. I'm giving this one to my mom, so she knows not to eat the mini marshmallows. So that's why I didn't put gloves on for this. That part is just for the decor. Then to seal everything in, I took some of this clear wrap. It's the cello paper that you can find in the gift wrapping section with the other wrapping paper and tissue paper at Dollar Tree. And I'm just taking a little bit of hot glue and putting that all around the edges. And then any of that excess I just trimmed off. But you could also leave some of the excess on and tie it off with some ribbons if you wanted it to look more like a peppermint candy. So the possibilities are endless. I did hot cocoa, but you can really fill this with whatever you would like. The next Christmas gift idea is a package of Snowman Soup. What is Snowman Soup, you may ask? Well, I'm going to have some free printables linked down below. Essentially, Snowman Soup is just going to be some hot cocoa packets and, fun little embellishments, but it has a cute little saying, which is on the tag. Again, I'll have that linked down below. Another easy one, I just filled up one of these clear baggies with some hot cocoa packets, another one of those white chocolate marshmallow wands, and I threw in another peppermint and some little mini marshmallows down in there. Again, this one's going to my mom, so I did not put on gloves for this one. You will see which one's going to my neighbor because I did add on my gloves for that one. And the final step is adding the label which says Snowman Soup, and the back of it has a cute little rhyme which will explain it to whichever person that you're gifting this to if they're not familiar with it. And for one last little touch, I took a red bow and just hot glued it onto the side. As much as I love receiving gifts and home goods, one of my favorite presents that I get is really anything dessert related, anything that I can consume. So I always think it's a good idea to give friends and family some food items, but that doesn't mean that we can't DIY it a bit. I picked up a package of these powdered donuts from Target, and yes, you can tell this one's going to my neighbor because I did put on my gloves, and I'm just laying down the donuts. At first I thought I would only need 3, but I'm gonna go with 4 for my snowman donut. So I actually started to cut it and package it together, and I realized, you know what, I can fit one more donut in there, so why not? So I did end up going with 4, but depending on your plastic bag, you could just use a sandwich bag if you want, or some more of that clear cello wrap that I used in the previous DIY. So I used 4, and I just took a little bit of tape to tape the packaging shut. Right now, we have 4 donuts in a bag, so it's time to transform this into a snowman. Because I have the plastic wrap protecting the donuts, I just went in with a Sharpie and added his face, his smile, and of course, the buttons. I wanted to add a scarf, so using some Christmas ribbon from the Dollar Tree, I cut it into a thinner strip and then wrapped that around the bottom of the first donut. A snowman is not complete without the top hat. I did this very simply and just kind of guesstimated. I drew the hat and cut it out. Nothing too precise here. And then I just did a little bit of hot glue to adhere the hat to the top. The final step, I had to add on that carrot nose. And I didn't have any orange Sharpies. Maybe I'll have to pick up some more colored Sharpies. So I just used a little bit of paint to add on our carrot. You're probably starting to sense a sugary theme here. A lot of these gifts are full of yummy candies and chocolates, this one being no exception. And it's so easy. I just took one of the clay pots from the Dollar Tree and transformed it into a I guess a Santa pot. Not really sure what we're going to call this one. Again, the clay pots you can find in the gardening section, but they pretty much have them year round. It's always easy for me to find these. And I'm painting it red. You can use any color. This one specifically is called Crimson by Waverly. I really like the Waverly paint because I only have to do one coat. It goes on really nice and thick, and then I don't have to keep going in and adding more layers. I'm adding this fluffy white fabric. It's actually an old sweater that I have cut up and used in many DIYs. I'm adding this to the top section of the clay pot. And then for Santa's belt and belt buckle, I'm using just a piece of black ribbon. And then for the actual buckle, I really wanted some glittery gold cardstock, but I don't have any, so I'll have to add that to my list. I just used a gold paint pen, which of course is from the Dollar Tree. You can find it in the Crafters Square section. Using some more of that clear cello wrap from Dollar Tree, I just added a bunch of the holiday colored Hershey Kisses in there, and then taking some red and white jute, I'm just tying it off into a bow. And I did trim the tails of the bow and also the top section of our bag of Hershey Kisses just because it was super long and I wanted it to be a little bit shorter. If you couldn't already tell, the theme of all of these holiday gifts are quick and easy things that you can really create on a little bit of notice to gift to friends, family, neighbors, teachers, all of those people in your life. So these are pretty easy ones, nothing very complicated here. I did forget to hit record when I made this. It is a Cricut file, so I'll leave that link down below if you guys have a Cricut and want to create one. Otherwise, you really just need to make a square on some cardstock and then a square with the rounded bottom and hot glue them together. And then you could just add a little bit of the paper on the side for the mug handle. This one's super simple. I just tucked down a hot cocoa packet and another one of those wands, and you have a card that looks like a mug with some yummy hot cocoa inside. Again, I will leave the link to this down below. The next one is my absolute fave, and I am keeping it. I already know that I want it to be in my kitchen for the holiday season. I think it's so cute. And I picked up the glass gingerbread house at Target in their dollar spot section where they have $1, $3, and $5 items. It was $5. I thought it was such a great deal. It's amazing quality. All I did was fill it up with a bag of the holiday Hershey Kisses, and I think it looks so great. I love it. I already have the place picked out. Sorry, friends and family, you are not getting this one. For a final touch, I did add a label that says Peppermint Kisses on it, and I realized I had chocolates in here, so I had to add in a candy cane. Otherwise, the Peppermint Kisses didn't make very much sense there. I am going to have this link down below in a Canva file, so if you want to print out this label, as well as some of the other labels that you're going to see shortly, I will have all of that linked down below. This was a Cricut file, but I will also upload it into Canva for all of you who do not own a Cricut. Moving away from the candy and dessert food items and into some more tangible gifts, I picked up a packet of 3 hair scrunchies from Target. It was a holiday packet for $5, so I thought it was a pretty good deal because the scrunchies are really pretty. I love this red velvet one. And again, I forgot to hit record. I was doing that a lot lately. Guys, my wedding is this week, so I have just been all over the place, scatterbrained, so please forgive me in this one. But again, this is a Cricut hair scrunchie file. If you don't have it, I mean, look at it. It's really just a long piece of cardstock. You don't need a Cricut to cut this one out. I added on top the Christmas hair don't care, slid the scrunchie onto the cardstock, and then just to seal it in place, I added a bit of hot glue, but you could also use a glue stick or even some Elmer's. This is a fun one if you have kids, cousins, nieces. I mean, the list goes on and on. Because it came in a 3-pack, this is just a nice way so that you could take a 3-pack of scrunchies and kind of piece them out so that you get 3 times the use out of them. It's not just going to be one gift. You can give it to 3 people. Moving right along, I have a loofah, and I have transformed it into a peppermint, a candy, a cake pop. I'm not really sure, but some sort of candy. I just picked up a loofah. They have them at Dollar Tree. I actually got this one at Target, and I'm putting it in one of the Dollar Tree candy loot bags. That is going to be our, faux wrapping for the candy, which is really just the loofah. Then I grabbed one of my paper straws that are striped red and white, and then a little bit of my jute to tie everything together. I love this one. one. Growing up, my stocking, I would have a lot of bath products, personal care products in there. So this would be a really cute stocking stuffer. Everyone could always use a new loofah, but how fun to kind of dress it up a little bit, add a bow and some wrapping, and turn it into a faux Christmas candy. I am one of those people who likes to change out my body wash and the soap in my house to go along with the season. Really, I just do it for Christmas and fall. So I was at Costco recently and they had a whole pack for, I believe it was $9.99, 4 different jumbo Christmas soaps with really cool designs on them. So I picked those up, and this one I'm actually going to gift to my neighbors. Really easy. I just took out one of the soaps and I'm putting a cute tag on it. This one says, "We wash you a Merry Christmas." This would have been very pertinent during 2020, but I thought this one was really cute. I will have linked down below where you can print this out. I'll have the Canva link. So if you want to print out the "We Wash You a Merry Christmas," that will be ready for you. Also in that link, I'll have this tag, "Have yourself a comfy, cozy Christmas." I'll have that one linked down below too. I picked up a pair of gloves from Dollar Tree. I really like Dollar Tree gloves. Half the time, my puppy either bites a hole in my gloves or I lose one, so I don't like to spend a lot of money on gloves. These ones are really nice. They were fuzzy and black, so they'll go with everything. And all that I did was attach a cute tag to them, and I'm gonna also gift this one to my neighbor. It's a really simple way to just take a pair of gloves, add a cute little label, and really personalize it. Next up, I want to show you 10 of my favorite Christmas gift DIYs from last year, and we're going to start off with this cozy sock mug. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. I'm going to be kicking off the video making this adorable personalized mug with some cozy socks inside. I found this really adorable saying on the Design Space app, so I will have this link down below if you wanted to print it out. You could also transfer it onto the mug. And once I have my hot cocoa saying transferred onto my Dollar Tree mug, I grabbed some of these fuzzy socks and I rolled them up so they kind of gave off a cupcake vibe, and then just using a clear elastic, I tied it down at the bottom. And to really give this more of that dessert kind of look, I did stuff down some tissue paper into the bottom of our mug, and then I placed the socks on top. To wrap this, I was going to use cellophane, but I remembered that I had these party bags from the Dollar Tree, so I just tucked the mug down inside of our clear plastic party bag. Then to finish it all off, I took a satin ivory colored ribbon and tied it off with a bow at the top. Because the saying on the mug also mentions blankets and Christmas movies, if you wanted to really up this Christmas gift, you could include some movies and maybe a cozy blanket too. If you're looking for a present for the baker or maybe cook in your life, then this next DIY is for you. I visited the Target dollar spot section and found this collection of kitchen utensils for $3. It came with this small whisk, a rubber spatula, and these measuring spoons, which I actually needed, which is the reason why I picked up this one instead of a whisk from Dollar Tree, because I actually did need these measuring spoons. But the whisk is going to be for the gift. So I placed the whisk in some of this cellophane wrap, and then I grabbed a bunch of Hershey Kisses and stuck all of those inside of the whisk. Once the Hershey Kisses were fairly secure inside of the whisk, I just pulled up all of the cellophane around the whisk handle and tied that off with a clear elastic similar to the one that I used in the sock and mug DIY. Then I just grabbed my scissors and trimmed off some of the top of the cellophane. I made this really cute label using my Cricut, but for those of you who don't own a Cricut, I have made some free printables and labels for you. I will have that link down below in the description box, so make sure to check it out. And I just hole punched the top so that I was able to thread some red ribbon through and then tie that to the top of our whisk. Again, if you wanted to add more to this gift, I would suggest making a gift basket and filling it with some more kitchen utensils and baking supplies. Next up, we have a Dollar Tree candle that we are going to personalize with some decor and a Christmas saying. I think this is the perfect gift for maybe a neighbor or a coworker you don't know super well, because let's be real, you can never go wrong with gifting a candle. So once we have our saying all cut out, I transferred it onto the Dollar Tree candle and then added a couple embellishments to the top and bottom, taking some tape and scrapbooking paper. If you are going to be gifting this, then I would really suggest making this a bit more permanent with hot glue instead of tape, but I wasn't sure if I was going to reuse this candle for a different project, so I did a temporary solution and just added some tape. Then I took some of the garland picks from Dollar Tree and some red berries and added that little embellishment to the bottom. Next, I'm going to be showing you how you can decorate a plain plate with some Mod Podge and fabric from the Dollar Tree. This is great as a decor piece, but you can also place some candies and cookies on it too. So I took one of these clear plates from the Dollar Tree and I had two different sets of the Dollar Tree fabric. So that was me just trying to figure out which one I wanted to use. And I did decide to end up going with the candy canes. So to adhere our fabric onto the plate, I am first taking some Mod Podge. Mine is the matte kind. I think the gloss would be fine or the satin finish, but I've always used the matte kind when I am creating these fabric plates. And you want to make sure you don't have any area without Mod Podge because then the fabric won't adhere and it will show through. So once your plate is nice and saturated with the Mod Podge, you're going to place down the fabric and really press. Make sure there's no bubbles, no areas where the Mod Podge is kind of making the fabric pucker or crinkle, and just really smooth everything out. I cut away some of that excess fabric and again, I'm just smoothing everything out, and then I left it for about an hour to dry. Once everything was pretty much dry, I came back to the plate and grabbed my scissors and I'm just cutting away all of that excess fabric. It's kind of like trimming a pie. I saw someone mention in a previous video where I did a similar DIY, and that is very true. Then I flip the plate back over, and this is the part where we're going to add a bunch of Mod Podge because this is going to really seal in all of that fabric. So I'm applying all of the Mod Podge, and I did leave this to dry for 24 hours before flipping the final product back over. I found this adorable image on Cricut Design Space, so I went ahead and adhered this vinyl down to the front of our plate. Just keep in mind that this will not be dishwasher safe. You'll only be able to hand wash it. So that will dictate what you'll be able to put on this plate. You could theoretically put some cookies and fresh baked goods on it, but I would suggest going with something that is wrapped. I hate having favorites in my videos, but I gotta admit, this one has got to be my favorite. It's so simple, so quick, so easy, but I think came out so cute. It must be that smiling gingerbread man. I just picked a mason jar, and I also off camera did cut out a circle using my Cricut. Circles can be so difficult to cut out, so I was very happy that my Cricut was able to cut out this perfect circle onto some of this scrapbooking paper I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Then I filled my jar with gold and a couple of red chocolates and screwed the lid back onto the jar. And what I think just makes this craft so adorable is the label. So I grabbed my hole punch to, of course, make a hole into it. And then I grabbed some of this red ribbon and was able to tie this around the mason jar. Again, I don't know if it's the cute little gingerbread smiling face or maybe the way that the chocolates look in the clear mason jar, but I absolutely love this DIY. I think a teacher, a neighbor, really anyone would be so happy to receive this, and the Lindt chocolates are extra delicious. This next DIY is a great one for the kids to do, and I think would be a cute gift from them to their teacher or maybe to some of their classmates. You also need very few supplies to make this. We're gonna start off with a tea light, or you could even choose a larger candle if you wanted. You don't need any paint in this. I did use some just because I didn't have an orange Sharpie, but you could just take the Sharpie and go ahead and create your snowman eyes and smile. Again, you could use a Sharpie or a marker to create the rosy cheeks. I didn't have any pink pens or markers. That was kind of surprising to me. I thought I would have a pink pen. So I did use a bit of pink paint. And then the wick is going to be the snowman nose, which again, I used some orange paint. Then I just grabbed some cardstock and wrote out, "You are snow special to me," but you can have your kiddos write this one, or if they're not too great at writing and spelling yet, you could write it out for them. Then I grabbed one of these clear bags that I picked up off Amazon. I'll have my Amazon shop linked down below. I have a couple of craft supplies in there. And once you tuck down the cardstock and the snowman tea light and gift it as is, or if you want to add some ribbon at the top, I just made 2 hole punches and thread some of this thin red ribbon through. Another great gift for the bakers in your life. I'm going to show you how you can take some Dollar Tree items and transform them into this really thoughtful DIY gift. The Dollar Tree items that you're going to need are a red pot holder, and I did take some of my iron-on white vinyl and put down this cute Baking Spirits Bright saying. Then I grabbed one of these smaller towels from the Dollar Tree in that coordinating red color and tucked that down inside. If you don't want to gift them a kitchen towel, or maybe you couldn't find a color that worked, you could also pick up one of the cookie or baking packets that the Dollar Tree has in their food section and tuck that down into the pot holder as well. Then I found these really cute gingerbread and hot cocoa rubber spatulas in the Christmas section at the Dollar Tree, and you do get 2 for $1.25. So I tucked those down inside and finished off this gift with a ribbon tying everything together. This is another great easy craft that is also kid friendly and would be really fun for your kids to make for all of their classmates, or maybe if you're throwing a Christmas party. So first things first, we're going to be working with some food. So I'm putting on my plastic gloves. And then I also grabbed one of these clear bags and a Swiss Miss hot chocolate packet. And I did cut the bag down a little bit because it was too much to work with at first. So I did chop off some of that upper half of the bag. And then I dumped in all of the Swiss Miss hot chocolate mix. And this bag was a little bit too wide for the reindeer face, so I am going to end up kind of that right-hand section, just folding that over. So until then, I just moved all of the hot chocolate mix to the left side of the bag, and then I placed in 4 marshmallows, and then once all of that was in, I was able to fold the bag behind, and I did tie everything up at the top with a clear hair tie elastic. Now is the time to turn this into a reindeer face. I didn't have any red pom-poms by themselves, but I just cut one of these off of some pom-pom ribbon that I had. So I went ahead and hot glued the red pom-pom to the hot chocolate section, then hot glued the 2 googly eyes to the marshmallow section. And I didn't have any brown pipe cleaners, so I went with red so that it would match the nose. And I just tied this around the top of the bag and then folded down the ends of the pipe cleaners, so it kind of made this V formation, which I thought looked the most like antlers that I could get. This next DIY gift is really a testament to how you can up a Dollar Tree or even thrifted item and make it more upscale by adding a saying and some vinyl. So I saw this tea light holder at the Dollar Tree. I loved the frosted look to it and the gold at the top. I just thought it looked a lot more high-end than a Dollar Tree item. And then I added this "all is calm, all is bright" saying that I found in Cricut Design Space. And you could place down a tea light, a colored candle. I just had this smaller candle on hand, so I went ahead and tucked that down inside. This last DIY gift is a Christmas ornament. I have made this for a couple of my friends who are expecting little ones this Christmas time. So I made these for them. I really just wanted to show you all these wood ornaments that I found in the Crafter Square section. You get 3 in a pack, and I think they look so high end and like something you would truly find at Hobby Lobby for much more money. So I really just wanted to let you all know to keep your eye out for these wood ornaments in your Crafter Square. I think they are a great item that you can do many DIYs with. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep searching, keep creating.